I've been a financial inclusion geek for 8 years now. And, at the World Bank, when we used to talk about what are some of the obstacles of financial inclusion, obviously, access, usability, cost were among the ones that featured highly, and that I think that the blockchain industry in general can find solutions to. But one that also popped up that people don't necessarily think as much was access to ID. You can't open accounts without some form of identity. And as we move more and more towards a digital world, digital identity is really such an essential element. And a lot of the people that we're looking to serve through our companies or through the UNICEF lack access to identity. And so it is really my pleasure to invite Noor, who is the managing director and CEO of the Rohingya project, to talk a little bit about how the project came to life, what it's doing, and how it's using really blockchain to empower through decentralized technology, really a decentralized population. Noor?
Thank you very much for this opportunity. I am Muhammad Noor. I'm a Rohingya. So before I go into the digital identity and the blockchain and the project that we are heading, I just want to take you one step back and discuss about the real intensity, the plight of Rohingya, why this issue really deserves a solution and need a solution. So Rohingya is an ethnic minority of Burma, living there for centuries, which has been subjected to genocide and ethnic cleansing and so on. And in 1982, Burmese government has revoked the citizenship of Rohingya, which made them stateless on top of that, on top of genocide, ethnic cleansing, and so on. So since then, Rohingya has been stateless for generation now. So when I talk about generation, a lot of people inherit property to their children. Rohingya inherit poverty. Rohingya inherit illiteracy. Rohingya inherit everything that you could imagine. And I'm being a Rohingya, I was born stateless. I know how it feels like to be unwanted and invisible and kicked around like any other Rohingya. So just to give you a few examples, for a Rohingya, a person, whether in Burma or outside Burma, to just go to a hospital or to school is a project by itself. They cannot access any kind of services like any other individual access services or take it for granted by any other country. So the problem happens if the government gives you access to these services, but what happens if government stops you from these services? Government kills your identity, government switch off your identity. So for a Rohingya to go to school, to go to a college, so I always say for a Rohingya to have a birth certificate is a luxury. To have a passport is a super luxury. Forget about traveling from one place to another. So we are talking about some real harsh situation of Rohingya. A lot of people knows about this, but some might not know the situation that Rohingyas are facing in every corner of the world, including those who are in Burma. They are facing genocide and ethnic cleansing and human rights violation. But those who are outside due to identity, they cannot access to livelihood. They cannot open up anything. They cannot go to school. They cannot go to hospitals. All these issues that they constantly face. So, I mean, at this age of in the 21st century, Rohingyas are forget about having this identity. Rohingyas are not able to save any money in any bank account. They are not able to open up a bank account. And the least services that a person can do, from sending money from point A to point B, something like a Western Union, is also not possible for Rohingya. So it's an extreme dire situation, and it's been going on for last 70 years, and there is no solution brought forward, and everyone is just stuck in this refugee box where they need handouts, they need some sort of help on a daily basis. But so how we are addressing this solution is through using technologies such as blockchain, digital identity. So we are trying to build a decentralized institution for the Rohingya, to elevate, to uplift Rohingya in diaspora. at least on the beginning, on the first level, using technology such as, of course, blockchain, and empowering it, building an infrastructure, social and financial inclusion. So I will just give you a few examples how we have been doing. So to empower this social and financial inclusion, and building this platform using technology, of course, like a DID, decentralized ID, using blockchain as a key to unlock the services, and bridging between the existing platform that is out there, not creating a parallel system to it as well at the same time, and giving them access to. So we have launched a couple of services. One of them is our coin, a Rohingya coin, where it's like a redeemable token. People, a refugee can earn in different settings, because in different countries they apply different law, which they are not able to work, or not recognized as refugee, or not allowed to have access to any kind of services. So they can do some sort of work and redeem this token, and then redeem it to it, earn this token and redeem it with some of our partners, maybe food items or maybe health insurance, find a way to get around the system, and give them some sort of livelihood. And at the same time, also we have did our pilot on Art Academy, on a social inclusion part, where Rohingyas in every parts of the world now not allowed to go to school, forget about universities and getting a degree and so on, at least giving them some sort of an online access of education, so that they can at least get somewhere with those. So that's what we are looking at, and we have launched Art Academy, which is like training the teacher a program, which multiplying effect of Rohingya people, where to get more teachers and teach them and so on. So all this is being able to come into realization using some sort of technology. It was not available before. So we are one of the largest victim of centralized institution, such as Burmese government. So that's why we are building this decentralized system, where decentralized institution to uplift and banking the unbanked, and giving them solution. And we might not have the solution for every problem, or we don't have the antidote to the entire problem, but we might solve a few problems, which is social and financial inclusion, at least to uplift them, where to bring some sort of dignity within the Rohingya, rather than waiting out for handouts. And we will discuss further. Yes, thank you.
Thank you for that,